Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. So, yeah, this is round two of show and tell. And yeah, so Rukumar, why don't you just kind of introduce yourself? Well, okay. Show and tell is basically a time for the Bitcoin product community members to kind of, show what they built with like vibe coding and talk through some of the challenges that they face. But first, like, so Rukumar, why don't you just kind of introduce yourself?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So I have been in tech industry for a long time, like close to 25 years. I
Wow.
did my, I did my engineering, and then I worked as an engineer for 2 years, but I was working in mainframe. And then I got into data analytics. And that was a long career in data analytics. So I was working in a big tech, longest time for PayPal. So I keep changing my role, like I grew in my role. And with time, I lost my hands-on skills.
Ah, I see.
Early on, I would do coding, but it was not like JavaScript or Python. Mostly it was statistical, if folks know SAS, statistical analysis software. So you
Uh-huh.
get master in spreadsheet, you get masters like with time, right? Initially you work on some programming language, like let's say SAS or R. Then you do most of your work in a spreadsheet. Then you do presentation, right? That's how you grow in a big organization. So
Yeah.
you keep using your hands-on skill. And for last 5 years, I got deep into this industry. I would say Bitcoin, I would say last 3 or 4 years, I am solely focused on Bitcoin. Before that, generic crypto industry, what you would say,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's how I got into it. And then when I thought of starting my own company, I realized that I lacked hands-on skills, and that
Yeah.
was a big challenge.
Yeah.
And for me, I never thought technical skill as a big deal because I was a technical guy when I started. And when you come out of a big organization, it's like a setback
Mm.
because all the things you had team to work with, now you are all alone, and it's too hard to bring anything to life.
Yeah.
That was a big challenge. And then I started learning a little bit of Python, and I did some things, but it was too slow. And then I realized in Bitcoin industry there are mostly developers, right? And they talk in terms of like there's a developer talk. So
Yes.
as a data guy, product guy, you struggle because you don't know how you are adding value because things are so technical because you have to be at that level. Then only you can add value. So that was a challenge.
Yeah.
And I would say when ChatGPT came and I started using it, and initially I was not using any agent, I was just using the chat interface. And that also worked a great deal for me. That helped a lot because syntax at one level, why would you know the syntax? Because you understand the code and then you change it so that it gets you the result that you want to do. And then I was able to do a lot of my tasks. But last 1 year, I would say it is phenomenal for me in terms of productivity. And last 2 months, it is so good that now I'm worried that maybe what I'm doing now.
Well, okay. So my question is like, you mentioned that you did some coding,
Yeah.
and you learned some coding. So when you vibe code, are you also able? Do you also get in there and manually edit some of the code as well?
Yeah, so that was intentional, I would say. So last 2 months, I would say I have not been going into the details of the code,
Oh, wow.
but I was doing that intentionally for last 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And the reason I was doing that because I wanted to learn. Because at one level, when you know the code, then sometimes the like AI it would make simple mistake, right? And let's say when you have a full-fledged app and you want to change a small thing, and it would start going in circles. And if you understand the code, for you it would be a matter of seconds. Not for you, even for the AI, because you would write, you would tell it exactly what needs to be done.
Right.
So at
Okay.
one level, what I say, it's just communication gap.
Yeah.
Because when things are too complicated, there is a communication gap. It's not easy to communicate with the AI. That's why there is a struggle. So if you master the communication, you can manage it. But
Yeah.
knowing code, yeah,
Yeah, that's like kind of interesting. I do find that like the best applications that people develop with vibe coding are from people who have like a little bit of a technical background, either when it comes to architecture or also like looking at the code and like refining it. Um, yeah, one thing that you mentioned that stuck out to me in your story is that you know you actually worked as a technical professional but just being out of it a few years, like everything was out of date. Uh,
Yes.
like technology moves so fast, and new tools get adopted so fast.
Yeah. So when technology changes, but when you are in big tech and you become senior, right? Let's say middle manager, senior management, then you
Yeah,
lose all your ability to do hands-on work.
I see. Yes, you're removed. Yeah, you're removed from like the
Yeah.
hands-on work. Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but it's not just about technology. So, for discussion's sake, you would know about the technology. How is it changing? Because you are making decision in terms of what technology to use. This is how this technology helps, right? So you would know pro and cons of all the technology. But if you have to do things on your own, you are almost curious.
Got it.
A lot of the guys,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, okay. So you've been vibe coding for over a year. What do you like about it?
So I would say it's like I got 10 hands now. And right, so I could do so many things. And now sometime I feel imagination is our limit.
Oh wow.
So, and the reason I would say, and this happens to me almost every day. So, a number of times, let's say I have been in this industry for long. So, what really happens? There are certain tasks that tires you even before you begin doing those tasks, because you know that it is very cumbersome. You have to go into the detail. You have to focus for a couple of hours, or let's say half a day. Then you would be able to do it. So, number of times, what really happens that I don't start that work, and when I start the work, this does in, let's say, 10 minutes.
Uh,
And now, just because the work got done in 10 minutes, so I start taking a break, because my mind thinks that it's such a complicated work. How it can get done in 10
yeah.
minutes?
Yeah, it's addicting for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I tell to my wife, that sometimes it's a mental thing for us, because it can do so many things so fast, and because we think it's a complicated task based on our previous experience, we delay it. So you start late. In your mind, you keep planning how are you going to do it, and you start late.
Yeah.
But for certain tasks, it's almost like a magic the way it does.
Okay, and then so like, what kind of tech stack do you normally use? Like, okay, so for me, my most common one is I use Cursor, and then I push to GitHub, and then I deploy to Vercelto host.
Yeah.
So, like, what's kind of like your typical tech stack for vibe
Yeah.
coding?
So I was using mostly VS Code. See, so I would start like the journey, right? So mostly data scientists, they use Jupyter Notebook. I started coding, I would say 2 and 3 years back. It was mostly Jupyter Notebook.
Yeah,
And the way I would use AI in Jupyter Notebook, at that time, they didn't have AI. So I would go to the interface, and rather than using Stack Overflow or Google, I would use ChatGPT. Let's say if I get stuck somewhere, I would say that this is what I want, and I need code snippet, and I will put that into Jupyter Notebook, and I will manage it. That's
yeah.
how I was doing. And then I started using VS Code. I realized all developers use VS Code, right? VS Code. So I started using VS Code, and then I started using all the agents.
Did you?
But
So you manually plugged in the agents into VS Code. By the way, hey Miguel, we're just talking through like the tech stack that we use for vibe coding. If you want to hop in and kind of share, feel free. This is being recorded though, FYI. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so VS Code, and then I was using all different model. And now for last 2 months, I'm using Google's product Anti-Gravity. I'm using
Oh,
it a lot.
and
And
so you're using anti-gravity. Ah, yeah, that's like their own IDE, like their own cursor.
yeah, yeah, it's a VS Code fork. And in fact, VS Code also could do it if you install a couple of extensions. So for debugging JavaScript problem, right? It could open browser natively, and it could see the code, it could see the console log, all that stuff. So it debugs really well.
Yeah. So how do
And
how do you like anti-gravity versus Visual Code?
no, I feel, see, it depends on how comfortable you are. I'm sure that in VS Code, if you install a couple of extensions, you could do it. Like if you think of, some folks use kilo code, right? If you use kilo code, maybe it's almost same. It depends which interface you get comfortable with. It
Yeah.
would be possible to, yeah.
Miguel, welcome. Do you want to kind of briefly introduce yourself? Are you a vibe coder, or are you just kind of interested?
You just code. Yeah.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Nice.
I'm Miguel. I live in Canada. Yeah, I do a little bit of vibe coding here and there. I'm more into the product side of product into the business. A lot of like my background is more into customer discoveries, validation, financial modeling, making the product work. And I've been into vibe coding. I just recently did a very simple piggy bank race to explain parents and children
Oh,
what
wow.
happens when you save $100 every birthday, and it's called the Birthday Treasure. I can share it if you want on the chat.
Yeah, let's do sharing after the end. I just
Yeah.
want everyone to kind of get to know each other a little bit. So, um, yeah, like what is it about vibe coding that, yeah, what attracts you? What do you like about vibe coding?
Well, I always had ideas, always, and it was crazy that all my different projects that I had in the past, I had to uh, find the developer that could help me. And now it's like I don't need to find a developer. I can build it,
Yeah,
and then the developer comes. It's like, yes, let's do it together,
yeah,
because it has momentum, and that's what is beautiful. I started by coding with Lovable and Cursor probably a year ago. Lovable became hateable because I couldn't integrate a lot of stuff. Now it's better.
oh wow.
But yesterday I was doing Emergent, and I just cloned QuickBooks in an hour,
Oh,
and I was like, this is massive. This is crazy. So
Is Emergent like another
yeah.
IDE?
yeah, so Emergent now it's front end, back end, authentication, everything in one, almost like one stop shop. And it is pretty good, man, because I have learned now to use an agent to help me send instructions precisely to the Vive coding app,
Yeah,
so that I'm not wasting tokens. So
wow,
now I can build a website in 3 tokens.
wow,
Before it will take me 20. So
wow.
now I'm getting better.
Is that one, is that expensive? Like, okay, so for me, I spend like $20 a month on Cursor, but like, how's the other one that you mentioned?
Lovable and Emergent are pricier for sure. Lovable is for $20, gives you 100 tokens. Each token is a prompt, but in a prompt you can fit probably 10, 20 instructions. That's why I use AI to help me put it in a way that is
Yes.
lovable ready.
Yeah.
Emergent for $20, you get 100 tokens as well monthly, but they are an agentic bad coding platform. So one prompt will consume 10 tokens just because it's doing so
Oh my
much
gosh.
in the backend.
I would burn that in like 1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's quite possible that they have token definition of their own. I don't know how
Yes.
Lovable and
Yeah.
Emergent, right? So they say that they 100 token, but
And the
let's
other thing that I learned with Emergent is that the bigger the context, the more expensive the prompt. So you need to be forking constantly,
yes,
and save to GitHub just to have the backend. I'm not a developer, so it's like everything is new to me with like, okay, I need to branch this and I need to do different things, but I'm very excited, man. It's like right now, for the first time ever, I can put my ideas into like, let me show you, and then for sure, like the ideas that are good, then let's scale them. Let's build them in AWS, or let's put, you know,
Yeah. Some real
SOC to,
engineering effort behind it.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Satoshi, welcome. We're just kind of like introducing ourselves, our tech stack that we use for vibe coding. Know that this is recorded. So if you want to join in the conversation, you can, or if you'd rather just kind of sit and listen, you can as well. Um, okay, cool. So that,
Maybe I'll add a thought on Lovable and Emergent, right? So again, Emergent, they are the new guys. I have not tried it. And Lovable and Cursor. So my understanding is that Cursor, their target customer is more developer focused,
Yeah.
and Lovable, it's mostly product guys or marketeers.
Yes,
So they
you
are
got it.
they are designed differently.
yeah,
The problem with Lovable is that it's just pure front end. So websites and maybe some prototypes. With Emergent, now everything is integrated, and at least you can have a working prototype to start testing with users logging in and out. So that's actually more attractive to be like, oh, let's do something like that.
how
Yeah,
have you guys tried using Replit?
yeah. I used just once, then I didn't try.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, I found Replit to be really good, very good. But it's the problem is that it's so expensive. So like the code and the product that was produced by Replit was 10x like better than Cursor off of like a few prompts.
yeah,
Like the design was much better as well. But
yeah,
what would but it cost me like $25 to
yeah,
set up a site as opposed to like the $20 on Cursor. I know
yeah,
it's not going to be
Yeah.
as good, but I'm going to grind it out. I had the tokens to use, all that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Why don't we go into oh yeah, did you say anything? Do you want
I have a question. Have you tried the Google App Developer? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I have tried. I have tried, in fact, both. So Google has AI Studio
yeah.
and the IDE Google Anti Gravity. I have used both.
And the AI Studio, I tried it. The website I created was like ugly, so I don't know if I did it wrong. But
No, okay. So I have theory on what Google is trying to do. So I believe that they got lot of themes, sort of themes for website building. So maybe for if your use case, if that was a perfect theme, maybe they may have set up 1,000 themes. So whatever you try to build, and at one go they would be successful, and it may not be necessarily successful in terms of the site would run,
yeah,
but not in terms of your use case.
yeah,
That's what they do. So maybe, yeah, so how they are designing it, it's slightly different, yeah.
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 But
I think
one short thing, because whatever you give them, the site is always working. They don't make mistakes, syntax error. So that
yeah,
that also is a good thing, but then you have to manage your use case.
yeah.
Oh,
You need to change the UI.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so let's go into some show and tell. SoruKumar, why don't you yeah, what's something that one project you want to talk about and show us?
yeah. So I would talk about maybe flip dashboard that, just a minute. Uh, 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 just a minute. Windows.
All right. Yeah, you share your
Yeah,
screen. Okay, there we go.
is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, okay. So this is a Lightning Network Explorer. Okay. So my goal was that currently we have Amboss, right? 1 ML. So to get a Lightning Network Explorer that is in terms of feature parity, it's same. And then I would add touch of my own product experience. And my goal was to do it slightly better, but at least in terms of feature and data, I should be same. And so that's what it is. So at one level, you can see all the lightning nodes. Okay, I will start with one first. Let's just look at the visualization. So you guys do you use Amboss or 1ML?
I used to a long time ago.
Oh,
Okay.
go back. You're sharing the video
Okay. Yeah.
call.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
go ahead.
So see. So this is that visualization, and at one level, this visualization I have put in effort to create it because it took a lot of iteration. So what it does, that is, it visualizes all nodes of Lightning Network, all nodes and
Yeah.
all channels, all public channels, and then there is a different clusters, and in terms of information, right, so it has almost all information you want to know about it, basic information. So I go here, right, then you know about this node, that how much capacity it has, how many channels it has. Then I do rank, lib rank. I have custom rank I have created for all the nodes, and then type of node, this is a LSP. So, and then when you click, right, and then you see here, see all the details here. And this is a bridge node. So this is like a, because Lightning Network is a network graph, right? So some nodes are bridge and some nodes are not bridge. Do
Mhm.
I won't talk about the concept of bridge now. It's like a statistical thing,
Yeah,
like a
so
network
what
graph. Bridge is more important.
did you set up L&D? Did you use like a third party's
No,
service?
I have my own node.
You
Yeah.
built your own Lightning implementation?
Yes, I have my own node, like a Raspberry Pi I run.
Okay, but
And,
what
and the reason being, see, I was always focused on, again, I am building a data company, so I thought I should have my own data, control my own data.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
wait,
I
so
have.
your Raspberry Pi node is it's not C Lightning, it's not LND, it's not Eclair, it's your
No,
own.
no, no, it's LND. It's LND.
It's LND.
Okay.
Okay, okay. I was gonna.
Yeah, yeah, it
Okay,
has
so
to
you're
be.
referencing your own
Yeah.
Lightning node. Okay, you can.
Yes. So there are 4, 5 implementation, right? So Lightning Network,
You can
you have to use those implementation. Yeah, yeah.
stop
Okay.
sharing or share
Yeah,
the. Yeah, there you go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you have to use like one of those implementation, unless you can wipe code that implementation also.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
it's
I don't think so.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be too big a task. Yeah, but yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what were some of the challenges you faced building this?
Yeah, so this one, all these graphs, I would say I have built before the, let's say, Opus 4.5 or before Gemini, right? That high model, right? 3 they call it, right? So these are anyway exceptional, but I have done all this graph before that. So I had to do a lot of to and back and forth. And it took me some time, but at least syntax wise, I was able to do everything done by the vibe coding. And then I have to, because see, because this one, it took so much effort that how do I make sure that these clusters are together? What is the algorithm to make this cluster? And it would come up with all the algorithm. It would come up with good suggestions, but it's like you have to pick and choose which one you will use, which one you won't use. And so that was the, like, you have to have some knowledge, then you can manage it at that time. And right now, I would assume they may be smarter in maybe algo also as well.
Wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
The
And,
design.
and there, yeah, there are, go ahead, go ahead. What's
I was going to say the design for your site is actually really good. It looks
yeah.
pretty nice.
So
Like, how did you
yeah,
ensure the design quality?
maybe I let me use my monitor because I'm used to using monitor. Then I would be able to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did you ensure like the design quality of your app?
Yeah. So every time I build, let's say in one thread I am working on technical stuff. The other thread I would ask the agent to become a top UX expert, top product manager. I would say that you are a top product manager. and and in fact, color also I choose based on feedback from agent.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so all color combination, and again, you may feel that it's not that great because there are ways to make it better. But let's say number of times one color, there is a hierarchy of colors also, right? And agent knows everything, right? Everything is there in like on internet, so agent knows everything that which color you should choose, with what color. So all those things I have chosen based on feedback from agent.
Cool. And like, okay, so Miguel had a question. So, what do the different colors represent?
Yeah. So these nodes clusters, right? So cluster concept usually is so they are similar to each other. So node in one cluster are more similar to each other compared to nodes in other cluster. So here you would say that they are more connected to each other than they are connected to these
Got it.
guys.
Yeah. So
Am I
you would have
making
more.
sense?
Yeah, you would have more success routing payments from the yellow,
Yeah.
like a yellow
Yeah.
cluster to a yellow cluster. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good interpretation. Like if you, let's say, send payment from this one to this one,
Yeah.
maybe routing, yeah, chances are higher compared to on average, you should say, always on average, right? Compared to if I send from here to here.
Right.
And that's why bridge nodes. So bridge nodes, they connect maybe two clusters, or so they must be getting more payment volume. So based on network topology, you would assume that they would be getting more payment volume. So if you want to get more payment volume, you have to look at that topology, and you think where would you create a channel so that you become a bridge node or bridge channel. And that's why I have all these. See, let's say I go to this guy, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
the guy who is with, yeah, so LND, right? And then I do this channel, right? So channel information. If I click a channel, I will get channel info. Oh, I'm not. Okay. Maybe let me do it here. So see, this was all the big network. This is all the network. Let me do it. And at one level, it is very hard to visualize it in front end because it's a very data intensive process. But again, with vibe coding and all that stuff, I was able to figure it out, right? But all this cluster, it is in backend. So I do Python code that is an automated that gets all those cluster and visualization happens in front end.
Are you? What are you using for your backend? Is it like a Postgres?
Python. So Python and Parquet file. I don't right now. I'm not using any database for this.
Oh, no database for this. So this
No
is like,
database. Yeah.
so you're
So
pulling data directly from your node, like real time, and serving it to.
not real time. So I every day I pull data from my node, and then I do a lot of data processing. That program runs almost 4 hours every day, and then there are multiple programs that runs that do data processing, and then I feed that into this front end.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And it takes time because see, if you think of right, so we have active nodes around 12,000, right, or maybe 50,000 active channels, but it takes long time to run because I do a lot of clustering.
Yeah.
So those algorithm takes a lot of
Mhm.
time.
So
So
what tool did you use to build the site? Like, did you use the anti gravity?
no, this one was Visual Code, mostly Visual Code.
Visual Code. Okay, and then
Yeah, yeah, but I use cloud mostly. In Visual Code, I use cloud.
you push the GitHub, and then you're hosting this on GitHub.
Yes, yes. And those tasks also, like agent can do it really well in the sense that, let's say if you are not a developer, right, then you have to manage a lot of tokens, how things would happen. It can write all kinds of code, right? Let's say you want to automate something in your laptop machine, it could write so many codes. So you can write any code, right? So so automation, like the automation script that would, let's say, pick data set and send it to GitHub, that also is written by AI. It's not just about front end. So
This is crazy. It's crazy, like, because this is a very complex setup that you have. It is crazy that you're able to vibe code it.
yeah, so yeah, that's what it is, a magic, right? It's a magic. It looks like
Miguel,
a magic.
Exactly.
Miguel, go ahead.
Yeah, question. With all of this data, what problem are we solving?
Oh, okay. So it's like all the node operators, they want to know about all the nodes and channels in Lightning Network, and it would help you decide which node you should open channel with, right? So that kind of questions they may get answer from.
Like probably like probability of success, probability of like more transfers.
Yes. So if you want to get, let's say, more payment volume, let's say you are running your own node, right? Then you want to know who should you open your channel with, and that question is too complicated. It's not like that.
Yeah.
This data is short tells you who you could open your channel with, but at least you got some sense like which direction you should think towards.
I love that. I opened my Lightning channel like almost 2 years ago, and I had to close it because there was so many forced closures
Oh,
Yeah.
and too pricey. It's like, no, I'm losing money here.
you lose
So,
money on the forced closures. Yeah.
oh, a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
It takes a lot of work. So that, yeah, it takes a lot of work. So maybe see, and that's how people who are from, let's say, product or marketing background, right? Because if you ask a lot of developers, they may say that the experience wise we are there, but there is a lot of work that needs to be done. It's a lot of work to manage Lightning
Yeah.
channel, Lightning node. Yeah, that's a lot of work. You
Um,
know,
okay, cool. So, Miguel, why don't you? I'd love to see what you built and talk through that. So,
Sure, man.
yeah.
I built two things. One of them is an UTXO intelligence. Reminds me of what you did, SoruKumar. And the other one was it's a community called BitcoinParents.co, but it hosts the treasure map or the treasure, birthday treasure. So let me share this one. We have a Telegram group for Bitcoin parents where we exchange ideas on what to do because it's quite complicated also to have setups and all that. But from within this website, we created this birthday treasure tool.
Okay.
So simple. When is your birthday? So one of my son's birthday is January 2021. And by doing that, here you see how the piggy bank race starts. And sometimes Bitcoin goes back, sometimes the market, which is the S&P 500, and gold. So here is like after 5 years of birthdays, what happens to the money? and just keep it simple. And then at the end, it's like you have a podium where Bitcoin Piggy wins number first place,
Yep.
and then you have gold second place, and then you have the market. And my intention with all of this is to make it simple. They can download this and send it to different parents. But for parents that are very interested into this, it's like do not trust, verify. I have pretty much the entire table of all the numbers on the back end that you can audit. And it's like, how does this work? And I can explain that. And we provide explanations about like why Mr. Cash cry. And it's like, well, because of inflation. What is inflation? And it's like, why did the orange piggy win, like Bitcoin?
Yeah.
And I've been sharing with different groups. The first reaction is like, oh, that's cute.
It is
And
super
which
cute.
is what we are looking for, just to be like, hey, share with others, share it with your friend, or like share the results. And when you download this one, um, yeah, let's say goes into snipping tool. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, oh no, keep sharing the screen.
Yes. Let me see if I can share this snipping tool. Oh, can you see it? Yeah. So this is what you share with others. So Miguel, if Miguel save $100 every birthday, this is how much money, and then you can share it back. I'm going to share back the other screen.
Can you drop the link inside the chat too? Art is asking for the link.
Yeah, totally. So it's bitcoinparents.co. It's the birthday treasure.
First of all, every time any situation where Bitcoin loses, you should just show an error.
No, actually, that's a good point, Ben. Like the data is the data. So if you select January 2025, which is a terrible year, look at this. Bitcoin starts losing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, totally. So gold wins, man.
Yeah, okay.
Look
You're
at
on
that.
it. You're on
Gold
it.
won, Bitcoin loses. And another thing that I forgot to mention is that on the audit, the information, you see what happens. But also, I created a Bitcoin DCA. Instead of putting $100 a month, no, sorry, $100 a year. It's like, what if you put $8.33 every month?
Yeah.
In all my scenarios, DCA gets you less. And in my mind, it was mind blowing because it's like I thought that DCA was giving you more.
Yeah.
Because you are, smoothing the purchasing power. But it's like, nope, all of them, DCA, it's less, which is crazy, just mind blowing.
Yeah.
But so this is one.
Let's spend some time to talk through this. So, like the design of this, like, did you work with a designer or did AI kind of design it for you?
I did a PRD, like my requirements document for product, and I say I want the vibe of Bluey and Total Twins. And it needs to be simple. It needs to be super, super gamified experience. I want them to. At first, it took me 29 tokens on this one with Lovable, just because a lot of the animations were too fast. And I used lovable.dev.
Yeah.
And then the first animation was too fast. So it's like, okay, we need to enjoy the process of like who is winning, who is losing, what's happening. And the other part too was the formula on the back end to calculate the information. What I did, I downloaded everything into a spreadsheet, convert that into JSON, upload it, because according to AI, that's faster than an API call. So it's like, okay. And it's just a table of 1,000 rows. So it's like, yeah, it's not that bad. So, and I'm using average metrics here. So we don't know if the birthday was on the first of the month or of the 15th or at the end. The average price of the asset during the month is what we're using. So I use a formula for that. So yeah,
what backend are you using?
Yeah, I would. Okay, so let's say when you converted from spreadsheet to JSON.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you asked AI to do it, right? So you did it.
I did a CSV, comma separated, and I went to Gemini, make this JSON, copy the JSON, put it
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Lovable.
that's the point. Yeah, that's the point. Now, so all the steps, right? So sometimes all these boring steps, you could do it at one shot, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
So are you this data for the graph? Is that in a database anywhere?
I have I have like a database for what? Like for
the historical charts, and I'm assuming that every day you have this.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, it is all the way to December 2025.
yeah.
But if you click on data, you can export the CSV, and the CSV is the entire thing for whenever you select all the way to.
Where's the data stored?
And I think there is a historical data.gs or like it's
Okay.
within Lovable, man. It's like
Oh,
public, I guess. Yeah.
interesting. Okay, so you're not even.
JSON file, right? So you uploaded the JSON file. I think that's what your data source would be, no?
Yeah, let me show you. Let me
Yeah,
show
Yeah.
you.
no,
Like, let's go deeper into this thing.
because it's not.
Uh,
Yeah. So lot of times I would say unless you have super huge data sets, right? And then you have multiple tables, multiple data sources that you want to join, you don't need database most of the time.
Okay, so this is all in the front end.
I no
oh
no
yeah,
front end, and then there would be a file that would feed the front end. JSON
That's
file,
crazy,
JSON file, a Parquet file, anything, right?
yeah.
man. It's
Can you
that's
see? Yeah, it's like I don't care about the privacy of historical data, so it's like that's fine. Like, and if you want the file, it's like here you go. It's like
yeah, yeah.
that's good. But here are all the prompts that I made, and if we go to the code, let me see how can I get there. Code, yes. There is one that is called historical something. Uh, yeah, I'm not that technical to say like, oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
don't worry.
here, but
I was just kind of.
components, assets, hook, library. No, it's in here, man. Because I remember seeing it's like, oh, historical data has been updated. So perfect.
Yeah, that is really cool. How did you? Oh, can you go back to the site?
Sure.
One other idea is that you could. So it sounds like you're manually providing the values to the site. You
Yeah.
could kind of automate it by querying like a price API key from like CoinMarketCap or something, and yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we could. I don't know how to do the API call and then store, let's say, the month and then average the month, but for
Yeah.
sure.
so what's crazy is that like I built like this other wallet, and it just displays the price of Bitcoin, and it also multiplies my amount of assets by the price of Bitcoin, and it figured that all out for me. Like it,
No way.
yeah. And so I don't even know really which price feed it's querying, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I would add here. So that's what, see, at one level, you don't need to know the APIs also.
yeah,
And that is why I say that in some time, our imagination is our limit, or
Exactly.
our experience, old experience is our limit. That becomes limiting factor. We think making a API call is a big deal, but this AI knows it. You don't have to worry about it,
Yeah,
right?
cool.
exactly.
Well, thanks, Miguel. I will go ahead and share. Let's see. Stop sharing